Welcome to this video tutorial on how to do PowerPoint Project 2, enhancing a presentation with pictures, shapes, and word art. This is part 1 of a series of videos so that the video does not become too lengthy for students with slower internet systems or computer systems to download. When you're looking at the book, it will be on page 74, PowerPoint 74, which is about halfway through your Discovering Computers textbook. And if you look on the side of the book and look for the orange flesh brown colored bands, you will find that section in the book that's called PowerPoint. When you're following the directions in the book, you need to look for the red circles with numbers in them for the actual directions if you're one of those people who doesn't like to read and prefers just going straight to the directions. Watch out for any red bullets, small red circles, that are under these big red circles as well so that you don't skip any steps. And as always, watch the screen captures if you need a visual of what your screen should look like after you've done steps. Be sure, especially in PowerPoint, that you've downloaded or know where to download any kind of pictures or clip art that are associated with this particular project or presentation. I'm actually going to start on page 77 of your book where the directions are, assuming that you have opened PowerPoint already. I'm not going to go through those steps for the sake of time. And it actually gives you, in the directions on page 77, a way to search for programs in the Start button. I will show you that. In the Start menu, if you don't want to go to all programs and select Microsoft PowerPoint, you can actually type the name of the program or the shortcut that you're searching for. In my case, I'm choosing PowerPoint, and it will show me the results, almost like Googling. It will show me the results of everything that contains the word PowerPoint, from the software package itself where it says programs to many files that I happen to have on my computer from teaching this for many semesters. In any event, you know how to do that. If by chance your ribbon has disappeared. When I first had my computer on, my ribbon had gone away, and in case you have that situation to happen on your screen, all you need to do is go over to the far right of your screen, and right below the X that closes your window, and right beside the question mark, there's a little arrow that allows you to expand or collapse the ribbon. That's if you want to have more space to actually see the contents of your presentation itself. And if you click that little arrow, little white arrow, it will expand the ribbon where you can see all the options that you have that you can click on, or you can collapse it. That's basically how you do it. In direction or red circle number 5, it says to apply the verb document theme to this particular slideshow. So to do that, excuse me, to do that you have a design button that you can click, or a design tab on the ribbon right next to home and to insert, and you'll see various themes. There are previously designed styles, for lack of a better word, themes that they call it in PowerPoint, that you can use if you don't want to create your own theme. And if you're not as color artistic, and I'm really not either, then you can choose these previously designed templates, for lack of a better word, ahead of time. I apologize for my voice at this recording. I've got a really annoying sore throat, and I may have to pause the video. Maybe you'll hear some voice differences, so I can clear my throat, and I apologize for that up front. In any event, if you're choosing a theme, if you don't see the theme actually displayed for you, and I'm just hovering over this one that says adjacency, it looks like, and one that says apex, you'll get a preview of it. As long as you don't click it, you're not making a commitment. If you need additional themes to the one that's already there, you can click the arrow to the right of the last theme display. It's called the More button in Microsoft Office, and if you click that, you'll get additional options. You can browse the internet if you want to. I think for the most part they're in alphabetical order by name, so they're asking for one called Verve in step 5 in your book, V-E-R-V-E, and it looks like Verve is the next to the last one on my screen. You click that, and that will give you the theme. If you happen to have an Apple computer or some other one where you don't have that theme, you might want to ask your instructor if it's okay to use a different one. If you go too far-fetched on it, you may run into some problems as far as the screen display. So ask your instructor if you have a different system on your computer. Turning to page 78, we'll start looking at creating a title for this particular presentation. And in step 1 on page 78, they're asking us in the title placeholder, this pink one, to type the phrase yoga and meditation. PowerPoint does have a spell check, just like Word does. People don't think that. They think it's only in word processors. But there is also a spell check in PowerPoint, and you need to be accountable for anything that may possibly show a misspelled word. In the subtitle text, step 2 in the book, you're going to type the phrase unify your mind. Notice that in this particular theme that the text is right aligned, align it to the right automatically. If you press enter, it will take you to the next line. You can type the word body. And in step 4, after you press enter, you can type the words and spirit. Now what's going to happen is PowerPoint thinks that you have a sentence going and will automatically start with a capital letter. That can be set to a default if you like. If that doesn't work, you can always just move over with your arrows and backspace and change that to a lowercase letter, and that would be perfectly fine. Hopefully the construction in the background right here is not going to interfere with this video. If it does, then of course I'll make adjustments accordingly. We've got a lot of construction going on as I'm recording this video for you. Okay? Now, we'll create the next text slide, or the first text slide actually, that will be after this title page. At the bottom of page 78, you can select the slide that you actually want to use by clicking the Home tab on the ribbon, and then moving over to the New Slide button. Now, here's one thing you need to be careful about with PowerPoint if you're new to it. If you click directly on New Slide, it will automatically pick the slide for you, and I'm going to undo that task right now. Where if you click the arrow, or the little drop down next to the word slide, you have some choices there. You can pick certain types of layouts that are pre-designed within this theme. And they're asking you in step 1 to choose the one that says picture with caption in the layout gallery. And that's the third one on the third column or third row in this case. So I'll click on that one and I have a new slide. And notice over here on the left that it shows me my slides in miniature or thumbnail form. And I can also do something called an outline, which just shows the text only. So you have a lot of views you can use in PowerPoint in case you've been just playing with this on your own and didn't know it. Alright, in the text placeholder here, and this was a little unusual, it's over on the side where it says click to add title. In step 2, I'll click over here. Again, it's going to look weird because it's going to type sideways because of the way the slide is designed. So you want to type the word relax, and somehow I'm getting all caps. Let me see what's going on here. And it looks like caps are perfectly okay. You're going to type relax and restore, and notice over on page 79 that yes, indeed, the result is going to be a phrase relax and restore. It's going to be at a 90-degree angle, a little more perpendicular to the slide than what we're used to seeing left to right. It's going to be kind of up and down. If I want to move to the next line, there's a key combination where you hold down the control key, and while you're holding down the control key, tap enter as you're holding it down. This is something we do in Word if you want to go to a brand new page automatically. What happens in PowerPoint when we hit control enter is we go to a new section of the slide. And if I do that enough times, it just rotates around to different places. Just so you know what's going on here. And I'll undo what I've got here so it will make sense. You can also use your mouse and click in the place if you want to. And we'll type in the text in step 3 that says calm the mind. And boost oxygen levels. Backspace and delete insert as you need to when you're typing. The book cannot be perfect with that because everyone types differently at different speeds, and some people spell brain bar, and it depends on the person. Okay, so we got that in the placeholder. And now we'll go into the next slide. To get the new slide, I can go over on page 79. I stick with the Home tab and click the arrow for new slide, and this time I'm selecting content with captions in the layout. That's the one next to picture with caption. If you click the wrong one, you can always delete a slide or undo it if you need to. So click on that. There's slide number 3. And that's illustrated at the bottom of page 79 for you. I'll click on the title area and I'll type in strengthen body. Now by default, this one is set up to where, as with the previous slide, the title will be in all capital letters. So strengthen body is there. You can control enter, or you can click in one of the other little placeholder boxes if you like. And you'll type the phrase increase flexibility and tone muscles. I need to do some of that. Alright. And this is part of the verb theme that causes all the capital letters to go to the title. It's just the way the theme is set up. Themes are not only set up like verb, this dark string with red letters. It's not only set up with regard to color, but also with regard to fonts, capital letters for titles, and all that. It's just an overall. A theme allows you not to have to adjust all this yourself, or you can pick something, especially if you want something, what we used to call in programming quick and dirty. It doesn't mean anything profane. Quick and dirty just means it's something fast you can throw together and still have a nice look or a nice appearance to it. On page 8, we'll go to the third text slide. We'll click the arrow again. Hopefully this is something that's familiar to you, and if you're new to PowerPoint, this will be old hat because of repetition. Click the arrow, and now we'll choose the one that says blank. It's still the verb theme, and if I had a different theme selected, the colors would be something not so grayish looking. Alright, I now have a blank slide here. And in this blank slide, we're going to customize it a bit. We're going to use something called theme colors. Every presentation has 12 complementary colors. I refer to that as the color scheme. You can apply these colors to a set of slides at one time. You can do it to individual slides, to what we call the notes page, which is down here at the bottom of the screen. A lot of people want to have their notes in front of them when you're doing a slide presentation. You have hyperlink colors for the internet, where we normally click on a blue set of words to go from one web page to the next, but we can make our own as well. And we're actually going to use the presentation theme colors over on page 81 in the first step. So to do that, we're going to click Design. We're in Home right now. We're going to go to the ribbon and click Design with this new slide in front of us. And you see the themes that we had before already on there. But now we can go, associated with this theme, we can go over here to Colors. And when you click Colors, you have different effects that you can do within this theme. And notice if I hover over these, how the Office color gives me a bluish one, the grayscale gives me gray. And the reason you have 6 sets, or 6 to 8, I think it's 8 colors in each of these themes. Some of them apply to the background, some apply to accenting text, some apply to hyperlinks, and that's why you have that set right there. So Office, the very top one, may be something like 4 background colors you can choose from, and a couple of hyperlink colors, a couple for text, and that's basically what's going on there. We're going to go down to the one that says oil. Now this list is not complete on the screen visually. It goes down through grid, the letter G, so I'm going to scroll down with the down arrow and go to letter O and choose oil, I guess is the way you pronounce it. So if I click on that one, again, if you hover over them, you can see what the previous ones will look like. Step 2 says to actually click it, and you'll have that particular set of theme colors. Let's go ahead for right now and save this as it says to do on page 82. To save this PowerPoint presentation, you click on File, choose Save As. I would not choose Save, because Save As will always give you the last word in terms of what you want to name it. Be very sure that you know where it's located. I'm going to save mine on the desktop because I don't have a jump drive with me. You may want to save it there and then go to the Dropbox or some other storage area to your cloud and save it as a backup. I'm going to click on desktop to make sure mine lands there. And it says to type yoga. You can type whatever file name you want to. I'm going to type in yoga and meditation for right now. I'm going to leave it like it is. It defaults to the first title. Well, I'll go ahead and do what the book says. And I'll choose yoga. And then just hit save with your mouse. And this particular presentation from a design standpoint right now with the theme is already saved. In the next video, we'll start inserting some pictures and making some changes to those. Again, contact your instructor or a fellow student if you have questions, or go to the tutoring center.